Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Beat Odds. Are going Winners League. I haven't done one in the while. I actually forgot to do last year. I had one spot, one draft left to do. Got to jump right in. Got a minute and 26 seconds left for this starts. Um, I'm gonna kind of jump right into it. If you guys have been following me here this preseason, you will see a few drafts already. This one's going to be a snake draft, head-to-head category. For those who are familiar with strategy, um, get an all-around team as much as possible. Not scared of looking at injured players or anything like that as long as halfway season. And yeah, I'm gonna try to load up with as many players to start, and then we'll fill out the team, close it out. Now, I took a look at the um, manager levels for this, and this is a platinum league. Pretty much everybody 800s higher on you. Which is going to be it's really good. Like this is the top of the top. So I'm expecting a very interesting draft here tonight. So without further ado, we got 15 seconds before we start. Let me jump into draft. So I got the fifth pick in this one here. I'm going to guess the first four picks will go the way that they normally go. So Money will be first, Wit will be next, Judge will be fourth. And I'll be a better term here, stuck with pick number 5. It's an interesting pick. I think I'm leaning towards Soto, although I like to have my players, like to have them able to thing, or sorry, to do all the things here, contribute in all 5 categories. Um, you know what? Let's go Ramirez. Okay, so we're gonna start off with Jose Ramirez. I don't mind that. Get home runs and stolen bases kind of in the bag to start. And Soto went next, as I kind of figured. So now, uh, as some of you know, there are 3 stages to the drafts that I early, mid, and end. Just early stage, I'm going to be looking for the best players available. Mid stage, we're going well filling in additional, and basically we should start with draft here. We're at the turn. Oh, there goes Vlad. That was the one that I was hoping to get here. I really just far down. So we're not going to be getting him. There is one of the um, high-end pitchers available here and 3 big time. So I feel pretty good in this spot that I'll get one of the best players here on the turn. Likely going to pick up, like if Fernando Tatis Jr., Francisco Rodriguez gets picked in the next 3 turns, I'm likely going to be picked. It's going to be important to have that balance. Like I was saying, I want to be able to control category. Having a guy like Team, the inning, get you a lot of averages. That's good. Looks like he just got picked, so I'm going to end up switching gears here. Oh, both got. So I'm going to be getting probably see if Lindor is sitting. That's going to be the guy that I want. So I want to thank you guys for joining me here today. Lindor got picked. Um, Bit of a toss up, to be honest with you. I got Tatis, Julio Rodriguez, and Jackson Churio. I think I'm gonna go with either Tatis or Julio. Both hit it in a pitcher's park. So Julio hits in a much bigger pitcher's park. I think we're gonna go Tatis. Oh, just realized a little bit better. There we go. Corbin Burns went. So first two guys, again, keeping our game here. If you both have the ability for 100 runs and drive in 100, kind of exactly where you. What I'll do here quickly, go through kind of some updated um, cue lists for each position. We're going to start with catchers. The catchers that I'm looking to get, Wilson Contreras. He's not actually going to be catching this base, and definitely want him because for catcher eligible players, that's what you want. That's guys to play possible and check to match Hilbert, Duran, and Merrill. No, there isn't a whole lot of really good first basemen. And grab Matt, and hopefully I'll be able to starters that 4 starters kind of on my next pick. Hopefully one of those 4 out there, and that's okay. Getting back to catchers here. So Contreras, I'm looking at. Another one I'm looking at is Shea Langoliers. Now, I actually do have some sleepers and fades and lists that are going to be coming out here again, possibly tomorrow. Stay tuned. Channel. I do have a channel that's basically doing baseball. I just started out at a Major League Baseball channel stream, pushing anything from a next channel baseball. Well, so you'll see this kind of content here. I will have those sleepers. I've got videos up for all 3. That's going to be really soon, probably tomorrow on both channels. So keep an eye out for that. If you're a fan of fantasy baseball and you enjoy this content, I encourage you to leave a like on the video or live stream. Subscribe to the channel so that way you don't miss any. I'm going to be doing episodes pretty much all week long. I'll have them probably at least one a week, maybe happens during the week. There'll be a lot of content that's definitely want to keep tuned to the channel. Do that by subscribing and definitely help. So Wilson Contreras, Shane Langoliers, Logan O'Hoppe is another one I can look at for catcher. I already picked my first baseman. I'm pretty happy with I expect a better him. But going down the list here, Cody Bellinger is one that I'm really taking a look at. Same as Chris Walker. Jake Berger, I like for first and nation. So he's going to be hitting lower in the order in Texas than I like. Vinny Pasquantino is going to be hitting behind Bobby Witt, so that should uh, runs. So those are kind of four that I'm on for first base. Second baseman, of course, as well, no, it's a pretty barren um, position. So it's like Del Marte. I was actually considering picking around. Um, After that, like I'm not going to touch Ozzy Albies. Jose Altuve, I picked him up in some of my leagues here. My preference is to kind of go mid round on these guys. Matt McLean, Jordan Westbrook are two that I'm looking at here. Nico Horner is not a bad one. Power. Andres Jimenez might be a good one there as well. Jackson Holiday, I'm expecting a bounce back season. I think he's actually going to do quite well. Third baseman, well, we got Alex Bregman out here as well, and he's actually a key one to look at because he's gonna. It's a good possibility he's going to reps at second base, pairing bag with gosh, Rafael Devers. I don't know that name. He's one that I'm looking at. Junior Caminero is another one that I like. Isaac Paredes is at later drafts. He's going to be batting second, and he's a right-handed hit. Due for mini breakout season. Pretty cheap to get him too. I'm going to get to shortstops here in a second. We're going to take a peek where we're at. Okay, so this is a good situation for me. Logan Gilbert just got picked up 2 picks ago. That's kind of unfortunate because I would have loved to there. But I got a few guys that I can take a look at. I think I'm going to go Crochet and Reagan's. Sale, I don't like the age. I don't like investing. That's approaching. Reagan's is gone. That kind of made my decision for me. Go ahead and pick up Jay. I Canada to the French pronunciations of a lot of things is and looking at this list here, if there's a chance to pick up another starter, I'm still in C. We'll kind of see. O'Neal Cruz is sitting out there as well, but although I do have a Bo Bichette, if I can get him, that's my target for short. I like him. Big bounce back candidate. I try to get in as many pairs of Bo. Before I go to Xavier Edwards, if you need good one to get into. Zach Neto, he's going to be injured list to start the season, but that's fine as long as he's playing come playoff time. I don't mind. I like Zach. I'd be looking. Let's go to some outfielders. Um, Luis Robert, criminally underrated. Been, obviously a disappointment. He's got all the tools you can possibly imagine. Maybe this is the renaissance for. Oh, picks left here, and Ronald Acuna Jr. is sitting out there. That might be a target here for as well. That would kind of go our speed, although much as he did with his second bad knees. Got bad knees. Now there's levers that are starting to populate there as well. I think I'm going to stay away from them to start. Acuna's gone. Let's go ahead and pick up Dylan. Like getting a couple of top flights starters here. All right, let's go back to outfielders that I'm looking at. Robert, Christian Yelich injured, but or injury, I should say. He had a bad back. Perhaps he can stretch it out a little. Give me 450 bats. I'd be happy with that. Yolis Garcia, I like his potential for a bounce back season. Dylan Cruz is actually a great pick if you need. You can also pop 50, potential to pop 15. Josh Lau is a big one that I'm 40 of my leagues. Got bounce back written all over him. Moved to a park that's basically like, well, same dimension. Left-handed bats, that ballpark, and it's in warm, Florida. So there's going to be a bunch of balls jumping out of that ballpark on all the shares, which possibly. I think that pretty much does it for at least for the short or for later around sleep. Let's go pitchers. First reliever of uh, Emmanuel Class A gone. Good because I'd rather not be the one to pick him up. As we go down this list, there's a couple of guys that you definitely want to try on. Spencer Schwellenbach is one of them. Although it looks like he's actually getting the word's getting out on him. He was closer to 100 at the start of when they um, drafts, and now people are catching on. He's going to be pick for at least the best pitcher squad, and if he's the best pitcher, Shane McClanahan is one I'm definitely looking. Well, oh, it looks like I'm about to draft here, so let's just our screen. What we got? Hmm. As I scroll through this, I want no shares of Abram. Not even not even gonna get tempted to make a click there. Marcel Ozuna. Interesting. But I'm curious if it's not a bad idea for me. I'm tossed Josh Hader. All three. I want one of them. Question is which one. So no, I think I'm gonna go Edwin D. Draft Ed Diaz. Got strikeout potential, oozing strikeout potential. Log way more than the Josh Hader, Mason Miller. Let's jump back into some of the starting pitchers. Shane McClanahan as mentioned. Spencer Strider, again, this is a head-to-head league, so I have no problems picking up Spencer Strider and hanging on to him until he's ready. Sandy Alcantara, you'll notice that I'm going for guys that were injured last season. There's how do I say this? So with starting pitching, you know, it's so volatile anyways that you're not really penalized. I know that there used to be kind of a split um theory on this here where people were like, no, you don't want to get guys that were injured because that's what you want, or they'll be at risk of getting injured again. You only have L spots. Well, true, but with pitching, especially, with blisters and arm injuries, arm fatigue, all that kind of stuff, it could hit anybody. So I might as well get someone injured. Pre, and having somebody who was, an ace kind of tells me that they got the potential to become an ace. Or I don't really stuff out there if they have that. I'll roll the dice on more of a sure thing. Okay, kind of need to grab position. I think that's going to be my next. There's guys in here. A lot of pitching, and I got three. Definitely need that. The tough pick. We're gonna go. I don't like this pick here, but we're gonna do the Lawrence here. Uh, no, still sticks with the power speed combo. Um, Not a huge fan of the average. Not quite a proven asset yet, although he had moments of sheer brilliance last year, and I'm kind of banking that kind of. Um, yeah, going back to starting pitching and injury, I don't mind looking at Strider because we all know, at least those who watched him a couple seasons ago, what he's capable of. Returns back to the mound, and he give us even 90%. We're laughing. So yeah, Spencer Strider on the team, no issue there. George Kirby seems he's falling in drafts because of his shoulder issue. Doesn't look like, and I'd feel comfortable picking. Brandon Fott, there's a lot of literature out on how unlucky he's been so far in his career. So I'm gonna go for maybe gets lucky. Ronaldo Lopez, he's dropped pretty far here. He's not gonna get the sub two, but he's not a bad one to getting here. Grayson Rodriguez again injured, but should return. Far after the season starts. Pepio and Lodolo are burritos and Bradley. Kind of borderline will make the Chiefs. Same idea. Um, Brandon Woodruff, another one that you can take a look at later on in draft here towards draft if you had some part of the brew squad before. So there's a few names on here for starters that you can definitely take a look at. For relievers, I like Hoffman and Scott. I try to get as many players as possible. They're kind of mid-tier relievers, high tier up. Those are the type of guys that I like to get instead of spending, a fourth or fifth round pick on say 10th or 11th round and have similar upside. So I don't mind that. Ryan Presley is another good one. David Bednar. Carlos Esteves and Jordan Romano are kind of on the bottom tier of relievers. For me, ideally, because we have 10 teams, I like to have three solid relievers category. Have a good chance in that category every week. So I'll likely pick up a couple more. Felix Bautista. Um, he's injured last season, so a lot of people are getting about him. Probably going to challenging. Definitely somebody you want. Okay, so we got 3 picks left. Let's take a look. See where we're at. All right, so the guy that I want is starred right here, Matt McLean. Still available. 3 picks. He quad. So crossing my fingers, I took a bit of a risk in leaving him to this round. Players that I'm definitely for. Um, see if I luck out and get him. Again, the reason is not so much his ability to play short or plug in at short. Ability to be plugged in at second. Second base is shallow, shallow positions. Definitely try to secure that with someone that you can trust. Now, Matt McLean, of course, I don't know if I would say that he's quite in the circle of trust. Oh, guy that I want up to back him up. That's okay. Let's get Matt McLean. He's on the squad. That kind of takes care of that for me. Taking a look, Adley Rushman has definitely fallen. He around the fifth pick in drafts. That could be a at that range. That might actually not be a bad pick. Okay, so I've got a second or a short. Likely going to end up playing second. Oh, there he is. There's I've got a couple more picks before I need to. This next pick, Spencer Schwellenbach is looking good. Mind picking third. Schwellenbach over. No. Schwellenbach is good because he's got really good control and he's got the ability to break out. Not going Adames. I've got an open spot here. Not touching that one. This is actually kind of where I would project him. Low average uh picks on that looks about really down. Okay. How about he could also go for a second release. That might be knows. Go with no, let me go move up starting pitcher. Here in draft, there's a bunch that I'll target. Of course, it gets a little trickier to. Now I got my two relievers. I like to have two pocket relievers. Rake in majority of their saves. Got that now in knows. Now it's just a matter of hitters. Still a little shallow on that. So looking at the board, I may go Bobichette on my next pick. Provided he's around Christian Walker. There, especially if he doesn't. So far, it's kind of going how I figured it would go. Haven't been easy picks by any stretch. The guys that I feel like I got maybe a little lucky on Matt McLean. Might have been good by now. I'll go. Okay, so we're now kind of past the first first phase of the draft where you're picking all the best players possible. Now I'm trying to fill positions. So I know I need a shortstop. I know I need an outfielder. I know I need a catcher. So with catcher, like all the big catchers are still out there. Wilson Contreras, I could. I'll likely end up getting Bo here within the next picks, probably in second. Um, this um might end up getting spent well and back. Jake Berger, I wouldn't mind getting, but again, he's hit pretty low that much, sixth, seventh. Okay, so one other thing that I kind of like doing here, just a little hack. Instead of using expert rank, I kind of like to use ADP. Now you do have to be careful with this, of course. That you click on it, the first thing that shows up is Derek Cole. You obvious reasons up this year, not going to pitch. George Kirby is sitting out there. I don't think that's ADP for him. I think he's 10th round. But again, if I click on his the biologics injection, so chances are he's not going to be ready for the regular start of the regular season, but he should be ready to go. Junior Caminero, Bryce Miller. That's these are this second phase is kind of where I like to do the majority of my work. Usually, first phase, you kind of have a good idea as to who you're going to go and get because everybody's going to have a stock, usually stocked with in their first 5 or 6 picks. In the middle, though, that's kind of where you go to work. That's where you put your hard hat on. Let's go back to expert lining up per se. All right, so Rellenbach. It's going to be a fun name to. If he's still out there in this next pick, he after that we are going to go after Jet. After that, Lanahan sitting, Bear sitting out, Bear sitting out, or Strider. I'm thinking. Usually, I feel pretty safe if it's second starter on the board. Castillo is him. Well, then he went Joe Ryan. He went. Oh, okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get Schwellenbach. And our next up is going to be Austin Fink. So if you guys are watching, oh, hang on. Hey, Drock. Sorry, actually, I'm paying too much attention to attention. Chat. Do I have any sleepers late draft? Yes. Now this draft goes 20. So we'd be looking kind of in that 160 range. And I've got a few as we go through. I can. Josh Lowe is probably the biggest one for me that goes around pick 161. Definitely want to get as many shares of him possibly get because he is a 5 tool player. And he's going to be playing in a ballpark that like exactly like hitting bombs all year round or all season. Definitely want to pick up shares with Josh Lau. Zach Neto is a good one to consider as long as you're comfortable onto a guy that is going to start the year. David Bednar is a good one as well. Rodriguez is a good one. Same reason for but yeah, the biggest one that I would say is probably my turn is next here. Let's take. Okay. Feel pretty good that I'll be able to get Bo here. Took a bit of a risk, kind of like the same risk I took with Matt McLean. Available. Fantastic. All right. Bo Bichette joining the team. Just so happens that Bichette is some of you guys might already know this, my absolute favorite player in the world. I have a really cool autograph of his that I pulled out of a hobby box. Stadium Club Chrome. It was actually Redemption. Out of 20. Sent it out to get graded. It came back at 10. It's behind me. I'm not quite sure how base or what. Yeah, absolutely beautiful card. So I was super happy to get. Now, as I look through this here, George Kirby still, but this at this point, going into round 12, I've got no issue. There's a lot of guys kind of happy to. I don't think I'll be able to get all of them. Obviously, might get. I hopefully will get one. If I'm lucky, I might get two. But any one of Kirby, Pasquin, Flanahan, Luis Robert, Wilson Contreras, Spencer Strider. If I can get two of those guys, I will be stoked. That will put me into kind of fill draft. I think my focus on this next one is going to be either Kirby or Flanahan. And then for the next one, either Robert, Contreras, or Strider. I think that's how I want to. Yeah, you like Josh Lowe too there, Drock? You rock? I'm trying like if I get him in this, I will be very happy. Because as you can see, I'm a little light on outfielder, and you need three. So, having I typically would like to have four. I like to go much more than four. I know on a couple of leagues I kind of went crazy and I had six. Sitting there like, man, guys made my team completely um not interchangeable. That's not the word. But oh, there goes Spencer. Oh, a lot of my guys are getting picked off here. So Robert's gone, Strider's gone. Um, that's okay. Kirby's still out there. McClanahan's still out there. I think I'm leaning towards Kirby. Oh, never mind. Kirby's gone. So I'm leaning towards McClanahan. Let's go get McClanahan. Oh yeah, D Rock. Who are you going for? Who did you get first round? I want to thank you guys. You got 6 people watching this. This is fantastic. Um, please, if you can, like, helps me out. So my next target here is gonna be Contreras. But to be honest with you, if I can't get Contreras, although I don't know what's some illness. Okay, that's fine. So if I don't get Contreras, I don't mind picking up Diaz because he already has first base eligibility. Did that last season and DH. So it's gonna be another one of those high at bat guys for catchers. Which type of catcher? But if I can, I'd like to get Contreras. That's the goal. See another guy popping up here, Dylan. But I got to be careful because I got two outfielders. I can't look at getting Cruz. Um, Josh Lau is kind of hopefully both of those. that I can pick. All right, our turn is next. Pasquantino is a nice up here, but Perez is sitting out there. It's the 13th. Don't mind picking. I have actually been in a draft where I waited until the end to get a catcher, and I got stuck with Tyler Steve, Favorite Ruiz, which first, but not much. I'd like to at least get somebody on there that I'm comfortable with, and Will Harris is going to catcher for now, but he's going to get that first. Now it does actually kind of beg the question, and I don't know how you guys would feel about this, but I can in essence pick up another catcher here in this league. Because Contreras is going to have first base eligibility, I can slide him in spot here to cover for my lineup. And if I had a backup catcher, then I guarantee just one catcher. It's a it's a strategy that I have used in some leagues. I don't do it often. You have to have the right kind of mix and work. You have to have a lot of multi-position players. But right now, I don't have Contreras eventually face. I have McLean. Reminds me, I need to take a look at it. But it's something that I have considered. I think for me though, my next pick, I've got 4 starters, relievers. I'd like to shore it up here with Jeff Hoffman. Get my claws. Okay, let's see. 7th pick, head-to-head points. Oh, Ramirez and Lindor. Gilbert Alonso. Yeah, okay. This is basically how I would kind of see that middle draft pick. I'm guessing this is 10 team. Alonso. Oh, DeGrom. DeGrom. I have been staying away from DeGrom. I know I've been praising picking up injured players. The problem with DeGrom for me is unlike, a Spencer Strider who's gearing up and should be okay to go once he returns from injury. I have no real idea of whether or not Jacob is available to play in September. He's available now, but chances are he's going to pitch. I'm going to do an over under. I would say 110, 120 innings here, but that's like the ceiling. I bet you that he's going to that's going to get capped at the especially if Texas is out of it um come September. But if they're out of it, they're not pitching. So I feel a little more hesitant. I haven't picked up any shares of DeGrom this year. But, the wonderful thing about fantasy baseball and listening to a guy like me is it's just opinion. At the end of the day, if you feel good on him, he's going to pitch. If he's out there pitching 100, 110, 120 innings this year, give you probably top 5 starters 120, which will help you jump up the standings and stuff while he's in there. So I don't mind him for that kind of stuff. Okay, I got 3 picks to go, and it looks like things are looking good for me at Jeff Hoffman. That's on camera. Sorry. You're a skeptic into why did you pick him in round 6? That's prime territory. I mean, you can get. I can't remember who got in round. Let's scroll up to 6. Miller, Logan Webb's was picked up. Imanaga probably wouldn't pick. Glasnow, Sasaki. Truthfully, okay. Pablo Lopez, I feel more comfortable with Pablo than um with DeGrom. And Pablo went in. I don't know if he's in your league. You'd have to check your draft result. Was but I would that's just me. I would feel more comfortable. Okay. Ooh, Dylan Cruz is out there too. Ooh, looking at the next one here. So I can play that um two catchers game if I pick up Langoliers. I'm more apt. F. Hoffman. Okay. Jansen got picked. Jansen got. Go figure. Let's get Hoffman. Now I got my three closers. The reason why I like to target three in this league, um, in leagues of old when there's 12 teams, I had three closers. That puts you at a great advantage. Majority of the other team isn't 36. Baseball, there's only 30. Closers have larger proportion of available. If you can get those closers relatively early, then you also can secure. Typically, there's like the top 50 closers that have their jobs for the year. Then the bottom 10, come on, yeah, they might whatever. Um, it's always good to kind of pick three or at least any of the 10 from the top 20. I got three guys that I think are going to lock for the mind share as Munoz Hoffman. I feel pretty good. You know what I also feel really good about is that Dylan Cruz is still out there and there's picks before my turn. I am crossing my fingers, hoping that I can get Dylan Cruz right here. Um, oh, Pablo Lopez went in the 8th round. I didn't even see that there. Oh, Langoliers just went. That means Dylan Cruz is out there. Hey, let's get him on the team. I need another outfielder. Great outfielder to pick up here in 15. I will take it. All right, so I got two picks before, or one pick, I should say, picks where I would look at a Josh Lau, but I definitely want squad. If I can get him, I think the way that this is falling out here, I like Robbie Ray in San Francisco means, um, and I like Josh Lau, Presley's. So if I can get those two as my next two picks, I will be very, very. It's not going to happen because Ray's already gone. Somebody's listening to me. And in the draft of the season. So yeah, uh, for I guess going back to Degrom, I'd have to see kind of which other pitches were available around there, like within like the 10 picks of that pick, just to kind of see if it was if there was an ability or if you were able to pick up somebody. Last now Castillo and Valdez. Uh, yeah, see, I think I would have passed on Castillo if you were really because that your first pitcher. No, you had Logan Gilbert. Maybe I would have gone for a hitter, an outfielder. By the looks of it, looking at your team, you don't have your first outfielder comes out on pick 11. I believe Brenton Doyle. So yeah, I might have gone for an outfielder instead of a pitcher. That might have been what I would have done, D-Rock. But other than that, if I were to nitpick, that would be it. But other than that, it looks like you did Luis Robert 14th round. That's huge. Suarez, I like that. Bro Armstrong, I don't have any shares though because I'm worried about the batting average, but gonna be if he gets a full belt, he's top 10. Shocked if he You got Goldschmidt in round 19 as well. Where he went. What are you doing? Round 10. There, 87th pick, round 8. Doesn't matter. Not my team. Oh, there goes Pete Crow Armstrong. That in the 15th round. You got him in the 18th round. A little bit into the ranks to get that. East Garcia. That might not be a bad pick. Although there is another sleeper. I don't know if I mentioned. I think I might have mentioned him at the start, kind of surprised him. There he is, Brandon Lau. I know some people might be like, seriously, Brandon Lau, and you're worried about Jake DeGrom? You know what? I don't want to risk losing out on Josh Lau. I'm going to go ahead and draft him. Really, anybody on this list that I'm in their need of picking, and I don't want 10 picks to go and somebody up on it. Go ahead and I feel good about that. That locks in um my outfielders. Now I'd like to get a second base, third base guy. This is why I was talking about Jordan Westberg before in my lineups. He would fit it perfectly. Sub a minute second, I can sub a minute third. Um, and like he hasn't really stolen a whole lot of bases last season. But if you look at the Statcast page, 88th percentile speed. So he's got more in the tank than on. Definitely somebody that I'm targeting as well if I can get him. But yeah, that would be definitely somebody else that I would build fit the profile of my team. So as I look at this here, if we're looking at the power aspect of this, Contreras, who's going to be solid power from a catcher, Matt Olson. I picture his season. Hopefully he'll 40 maybe this year. Matt McLean, if he can put out a healthy season, we don't know what one looks like from him yet, so it's a bit of a gamble here as my primary second baseman, but has the ability to. Ramirez has the ability to go 40-40. He almost did it last year, but he's probably going to land 30-30. Yeah, it's might be able to give us, might even be us 10 stolen bases. Leading off and getting on base enough, he might be able to give us 100 runs. He's done it before. All right, so where are we going? See, all these guys are still here from last pick. You know what? Isaac Paredes, third. I need a first base. That we're gonna go ahead and draft Isaac Paredes here. Reason one of the other things I like to do now that we're kind of into the third portion, the last portion of the draft, I like to make sure that I've got a backup for each position on my team. Can't stress enough how important that is because the last thing you want to do have to go to the waiver wire, pick up a player to replace one of your big starters squad. Ideally, what you would rather do have that player already. So in doing this, I've got backup for my first baseman and my third baseman, Isaac Paredes. I've got a backup for potential backup for second and short in Matt McLean. I've got four outfielders. I've got pretty much my infield taken care of, except for my catcher. But Wilson Contreras is going to be playing base. He's going to be picking up a whole bunch of at bats anyway. If he happens to get injured, I don't mind picking up a backup second. I don't mind picking up a backup catcher. It's a little less um they call it wins above replacement, still less on the war, less hit on the war for that. If that makes sense. But the way that that kind of worked out here, I'm pretty happy with. Now there is an interesting here on my next pick, Zach Neto. But as I was kind of mentioning here earlier, in this back end of the last 6, 7 picks of the draft, at 6 picks left to go, I want most of those to be pitchers. So I'm gonna end up getting 5 pitchers, one batter out of the deal. Got to be very selective on which batter I want. What I'm gonna is I'm going to try to get Brandon Lau at the end of draft, and then I want to fill the rest of my pitchers. Let's take a look. David Bednar is not really on that list of pitchers I want to get. I'm gonna just switch over real quickly, starting line. Again, we're going to um be doing head to head. So you're going to want to try and cycle. So far, I've got 4 starters in Crochet, Hollenbach, Flanahan. I am certainly going to probably 4, possibly 5 stars, 5 for 5 starters. I'm looking through the list of who's left. I think my next person that I get is Grayson. Let's go ahead and get him. I'm going to get Grayson. Get him on the squad. And it's not a bad idea necessarily to get injured player to start off because what's going to happen is you're going to end up sticking him on the injured list anyways, and you're going to go back into the waiver wire and pick up a pitcher that you're going to stream. No, it gives you the ability to be flexible. Get if you are able to. Now Shohei Otani is still sitting, although there has been talk that he might not actually pitch. That he might be. I don't know. I don't know if I really want to pick a Shohei as a pitcher. I've got no confidence, especially with loaded a Dodger pitcher as they've got. They have no need to have him if there's anything mechanically. 2 more picks before my turn. So where we want to calling for Otani being the best pick. Screw it. I might just end up doing it. Let's take a look to see all is out there. Not really big, or as probably big. The thing is he's not gonna be out there lineup, and that's what you really. Oh, yeah. Oh, Evaldi's gone. Okay, let's get back into the starting pitcher. We got Smith, we got Huck, Piot. The Pepiot, I'm worried about those dimensions being a righty pitching lefty. Yeah, I don't know. He had a nice little showing in. We're about an hour into this here, and we're just starting to wrap it up. Could also go Jackson Hall. Give him a. I don't feel the need to pick up another reliever. Picking up four was just, for lack of a better term, a little. Not gonna, not gonna really change. I mean, it depends. That could kind of be more of a matchup related. I'm going up against somebody that has four. And they've got top flight or two top flight relievers in that mix. I would be tempted to pick up a closer for that just so that way I've got a better chance of, but I would only want to do that. It depends on who. That's the biggest. They're If they're a team that has a short bench for hitters and a long pitchers, I would match up pretty that because I play. And if he's got four relievers, then I might switch out a starter for that we just close to that category. But if he has a bunch of hitters and not a bunch of pitchers, then it doesn't really matter because I can likely all the counting stats I want just by having that extra. Carlos Estevez, Jackson Job. There's a lot of people have been picking him up here. I like the idea of picking up Job. I don't have him in any. I have been following him. Chris Martin's out. That actually might be my pick. Might go Chris Martin. AJ Puck. Okay. My turn is Menezes. And I don't feel so bad passing on Pepiot. Last round, I can pick. I think that's what we're going to go ahead and get Pepiot. Three more picks. Oh, there is, sorry, going back to um sleepers. There's not really a sleeper per se. There he is, Kate Smith. Um, he's a guy that I picked him up in a couple of my leagues in like this 10 teams. 23. Um, Not gonna get you saves. If their league counts holds, it's already gone because he's gonna get a bunch of those. But the key to this is, especially if you build rotation that suppressing runs or suppressing base runners, it's nice to be able to get some of the relief in those categories from your relievers. So Kate Smith definitely fits that bill. He had 100 strikeouts last season, 103 strikeouts, 0.90 whip, 1.91 ERA. This is this is gold. You'll find a lot of your really good um, managers who play roto will have a guy. But you're gonna basically you're not gonna worry about the saves feature. Picked up 6 wins. You look at um, gosh, Logan Gilbert. What he had 9 wins last year. So guys like this are really good to have on your side. It's always not a bad idea to see if you can. I know a lot of people were chasing like Jeff Hoffman here for that same, and then he actually moved into the closer's role in Philadelphia and stays for you there as well. So he was very valuable at end for that pickup. That's not going to get a bunch of saves out of the gates. Okay, so we got four picks left before our pick again. One person's on auto pick. It's I don't mind. Um, what you may have caught on to I'm trying to get guys that are out guys. I want to keep my K9 over 9. Turn. All right, back into it. I'm gonna go ahead and select Nick Lodolo. I know he plays in the sandbox in Cincinnati, but if Hunter Green can do it, Lodolo can do it. Definitely has the stuff. He's got swinging stuff. Okay, so now we're down to 2 more picks. And as I mentioned before, I want to get a second baseman on second base. Jonathan. Thought about him. There's another one that's not. He's going to be batting in the leadoff spot in Kansas City, and usually years past, wouldn't really think about it, but now that Bobby Witt is there, he affects that first 4 spots in that order, that batting order. Just his presence in the triple, having a guy hitting in front of him, once he gets on base, he's gonna score a ton of runs. Having the guy hit behind him, like Vinny Pasquantino or Salvador Perez, he's gonna drive in a whole lot of runs. So you definitely want to get that added value. So I actually only picked up Jackson Hall. Don't have to worry about that. I might go Jonathan. I have I have a couple of Brandon Lowe's in. I don't have any Indias yet, and I always like to kind of have a little bit of a mix of some of the players and stuff here as much as I can. I mean, there are definitely I go kind of by a there goes Chris. Oh, Matt Shaw. Shoot, that was the other one. Forgot about Matt Shaw. Not paying attention. All right, let's go get. I feel bad that I forgot about Matt. I would have totally picked him up. Absolutely, 100%. For those who don't know Matt Shaw, rookie out of Chicago for the Cubs. Um, hit 20 home, stole 35 bases, high minors last year, so projected to 35, but maybe projection for him this year. Well, speed is transfer power sometimes. Um, but yeah, he's going to be playing multiple positions, which is perfect for a team like mine. And he's um going to have the ability of potential 5 tools. Average might take come around here, but he should be good for kind of homer. Zach Geloff is another one that I don't mind taking a at here. I mean, I'm not going to be picking this draft, but in prior drafts, I have looked at it for 20 by low average. That should change hopefully with the move to Sacramento and them not having to play diamond on a diamond. Just um, foul territory. And their averages go up here in athletics. So I would imagine he's probably going to get palatable. Okay, so let's go back to pitching here. Got left. Jesus Luzardo. He used to be guys out here that kind of leaning. I don't know. I might actually give Luz. I know but he was initially considered a back. So give up on projections too early. I think he might actually have that. And it's the last pick of the draft, so we're gonna go ahead and pick up Jesus Luzardo, and that's gonna finish off my team. Let's take a look at once. Oh, now one thing that I'll talk about here. Oh, I don't typically spend too much time looking at the standings. There is a standings um, tab that you can check out here. The thing that I don't like about standings doesn't really give. Huh, thought this was. Oh, I think I know why. I think they still. But anyways, I don't really look at this total mark so much here because I can bet you if I go through these players, look at the first team, 5 batters on the. Obviously, they count the stats. Got I can just strikeouts. Tell that they don't. Westbury Dragons probably batters. So like these type of teams here, I should be able to roll over them in a head-to-head matchup because they're not going to be at as many counting stats. And the hitters, they're not going to be able to use them a whole lot to fill in spots because most hitters worth the green are going to be playing 6 out of 7 anyways. You don't need that many backups. So if you look at my team, I only have one, but I've got a backup at first. I've got a backup at second. I've got a backup at short. I got a backup at third. I got 4 outfielders. Basically done everything that I need. But I've it's amount of players that I have on my hitting part here, just one on my bench. And then if you look at my pitchers, I've got there we go. Look, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 starting pitchers. Um, for my squad here, which means I should be in a good dominate strikeouts, dominate win, uh, potentially saves as well if everything goes to plan. Hopefully, keep my ERA in with. But yeah, overall here I feel pretty good. Stolen bases, I've got one, two, three, five guys I can given Jonathan India 12 or whatever possibility to chip in a little bit. I feel pretty good about that. Homers, I got Matt Olson. I'm pretty sure he's going to hit. Fernando Tatis, 30. Jose Ramirez, maybe 30. And I got a bunch of guys hitting 20. So this is actually pretty good along that line. Well, um, for runs scored, pretty sure Bichette, if he stays top spot of the order in Toronto, he'll score more than 73 runs. Yeah, I've got some guys here that have the potential. Same thing with runs added in. Average looks like there's going to be around that 2 mark, which isn't great, but it's definitely something that I can work. So overall, I think I did okay here. I want you to see what you guys think about this team. Like it, if you don't like it, if there are players that I should have picked up that I didn't. Oh, all that feedback is fantastic. I that in chat or in comments. That's going to do it here for this draft, and that's going to be all the coverage I'm going to have for live drafts for the season. This is my last one that I do, so you'll be seeing some more episodes before it starts. I'll have one fades players that I'm fading, top 100 picks of a draft, players that I'm reaching for top 100, and then players that I view as sleepers after that 100 uh, players have been picked off the board. So that's going to do it here for me. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to sign off for now, but I will catch you guys